echoing. I don't know how did that happen. There was echoing. So come back into the live if you can. Those of you who stepped out, come back into the live, please, because that live that I was doing, there's too much echoing, and that messed up my live that I set up for today. So if people can enter the room, it'll be great. I'll give it a minute or two. So I want people to remember, what do they expect from 2026, and what do they expect from 2025? I know I've learned a lot of things from 2025, and I do not expect them in 2026 either. However, society does not see stuff like that today. I feel like 2025 is a lesson for everybody from start to finish. When President Trump won, that's one lesson. Who started to listen, who started to get new views after his win, and who started to live, well, their own vision. And it sounds like people are living in their own vision versus stuff itself. And I've learned that when I talked about things for 2025, I did not have a good experience. I just know that much, that I did not have a good experience. I did not have a good experience for being honest. I did not have a good experience for being fair, saying what feels right. People didn't like me for that. And that's a bummer, actually. That's a real bummer, that people don't like you for being honest. And I got criticized on my appearance. I got criticized something that I've been wearing from childhood till now. I got judged for it. And I repeat, anybody who's still in the last stream, step out of there and enter to the new one. Please enter the new stream, because that one had echoing and I had to close that stream out. So if you're in the old stream, step out and step into the new one, because there was echoing in that stream and I had to exit out the window. I don't know what happened. So guys, what do you want from 2026? I realized from 2025 that people don't like to review history. They don't like to talk about any history, because sometimes that history helps people survive. It helps people understand better. It helps people step forward. But all people want to review is about coexistence, just coexistence and coexistence. Now I ask everybody, what do you expect? What do you want 2026 to be? Hey, Resting Champion. Yeah, hi everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to all subscribers, all my subscribers. I'm here to ask you your opinion for QA questions, that what do you feel 2026 should be like? I learned a lot from 2025. A lot has happened to me in 2025, and I just never really brought it to the table. I feel I can keep it in, and it's necessary for me to keep it in. I feel like it's nobody's concern what happened, right? That's what any normal person would do, that it's nobody's concern what happened. Happy New Year. All I can say, I can try. And 2025 has taught me a lot. It taught me a lot of things. It taught me, if you're going to be hated for being honest, then it's okay to lose friends. If you're going to be judged based on the culture you grew up with, then people are going to call you a liar for that culture and reject you being your friend just because they feel what they saw on TV is only the right thing. I'm subscribed. Hi, Wrestling. How you doing? 2025 taught me it's okay to be alone. It's okay to not have friends. Once upon a time, you used to make room for everybody on your table, no matter what culture you're from, no matter what religion you're from, no matter what faith you're from. As long as they're a good person to you, they don't have any questions with your appearance, almost everything, then make room on the table, how life should be. But life is not like that anymore. Good, how are you? Happy New Year to all my subscribers. I want to ask you that, what are you expecting from 2026, and how do you believe life should be based on what it was in 2025? I know that the Iranians are fighting and the whole world is watching, but it makes me ask one question to myself. And I bet if you're Judaism, Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, whatever you are on my channel, yesterday there was such thing as pagan religions, right? And Zoroastrians from the pagan days. And I asked myself, they're fighting and fighting and fighting, but where's God? That's all I could ask myself, watching them fight underhand feet, but where's God at? Does anybody remember who God is today in this generation? Wipe a goofo. Hi. Yeah, that's all I want to ask, guys. Like, did people lose hope in God? It feels like they really have, because people are jumping all over the place and not really remembering God's order itself. They're predicting stuff and hating people. So I asked my subscribers today, what do you want for 2026? Like, how do you expect life to be? Like, do you like this isolation? Do you like that you can't see your friends really openly without discrimination of your faith, which is not how life should be? But yeah, apparently in today's society, it is. So I asked all my subscribers, like, what do you want from 2026? Do you feel politics should change? Do you feel the government should change? What do you feel in society today? You learned from a lot from 2025. I did. Posting my old photos, suddenly people don't like those photos because they feel it's a lie. But those photos been taken since I was like 20. In the cultural clothing, everything, almost everything that I ever wore my entire life, right? Now suddenly people reject those photos because they feel I'm like a liar and you're lying about your religion, because they worship social media more. Nobody's interested in history books. Nobody's interested to review the past without having to understand there were many chapters in the past. It's not just one circle. That's how life actually started. Tongue. Hi. Hey. I'm just sharing, like, guys, you share your opinion. This is your stream too. It's not just for me to talk. I want you to share your opinion too. That what do you feel 2026 should be after what you saw in 2025? Like, honestly, what do you feel 2026 should be like? Bro, why are you brain rot? I'm fine. I'm here to say hello to you guys. What do you guys like feel for 2026? I don't know what to share. I want to hear your opinions too. This is your stream with me. Share your opinion that what do you want 2026 to be like? Like, anything? Anything? Like, what do you, okay, how about better answer? What do you want America to be like? Like, better answer. No, Al, please, in 2026. What do you want America to be like in 2026? Let's talk about that. What do you want America should be like in 2026? What do you feel American people should do? And what do you feel should change? What do you think should remain the same? Let's ask subscribers. That's the question of the day. QA question. What do you want America to be like? A good year, no brain rot. I think we all don't want any brain rot. But you see, people don't see that freedom from want. Okay, like, what type of freedom you looking for? Let's hear your opinion. Dr. Noah, buddy, like, what type of freedom you looking for? Yeah. Hey, man, I want some stuff too, but it's not that simple. I wish. It's the great Mimi rest. It's not as simple as it look, guys. I mean, as my subscribers, I mean, this channel's for Jews, Christians, Muslims, Hindus, all you guys. Why is this weirdo divide, yo? Like, I ask you all, what do you want things to change? To not be enslaved by communism? Reset? Okay, reset, I agree with reset. Everything needs to reset. I give that vote. That's got my vote. I feel that everything needs to be completely factory reset. Yes, factory reset in everything. Books, textbooks, religions, whatever, politics, everything just needs to be reset. That's a big yes, I agree with that. Any other opinion that you feel the American people should do at this time? Consumerist. What do you mean by consumerist? Like, give me an example. What do you mean by consumerist? Like, you feel the American people should do consumerist. What do you mean by that? Dr. Noah, buddy? What do you mean by that? And that should be interesting that you feel it should be like that. Why don't you give an example? Like, what do you mean? Be good people and always be kind. That is super important. I don't care who you are on my channel. That is important because if you want your kids to survive schools and you want your kids to be safe, you want your kids to have a better future, it's important for them to inspire the good. I've seen so many parents who are terrified to send their kids to middle school. And I ask, why? Why are you so terrified to send your kids to middle school? Because they're terrified of the teachers. They're terrified of the behavior. They're terrified how the kids will be treated in middle school and on. So this environment has an impact. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Right before New Year's, what happened to him? Was he sick? Was he sick, wrestling champion? That's like a sad news. Sad news before New Year's that your dog died. Hi, Purnichu Mishra. How you doing? I'm assuming you're from India. How you doing? And Dr. Noah, buddy, maybe like it's okay to maybe like few things. There's a lot of things, buddy. I feel it's chaos right now in America. Like, I mean all directions. I don't mean one direction. I mean all directions. It's unsafe for children. My mom was shot. How'd that happen? Why? What happened to your mom? Like, why'd she get shot? Are you a teacher? No, but I work with some teachers. I don't mean a school teacher, but like political teachers. But yeah. No, he went far away from my house and got run over. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sounds like a really sad start for my subscribers. Someone's dog died. Mom got shot, got run over. This is a very sad start for my subscribers. Oh, man. I hope nobody else out of my subscribers have this incident. Far away. Man, oh, man. Like I tell you, New Year's used to feel like joy, fun, everything. Now New Year's just feels like an ordinary day because of what's been going on so long. And honestly, I feel 2026 needs to come to its senses. Hey lady, I find you kind of, can you be Furnish Mishra, no. I can't reveal that information. I don't like to reveal that information on the internet. It sounds unprofessional, but yeah. Thank you though. If you come in Houston, I'll be happy to meet you if you're from Houston. But yeah, now I'm depressed. But guys, come on, back off. She's in mine. You guys are so funny as my subscribers. Okay, guys, before looking at me, let's talk about the topic. Tell me, what do you want from 2026, guys? Come on. If you have kids, your kids are about to start a new year in middle school. Your kids are about to learn differences in religion. Your kids are about to learn a lot of things in America. The heck do you mean? I'm talking about the topic which I invited y'all. No, Roshi. You guys are so funny, my subscribers. But I'm going to talk about the topic because I don't want to distract my other subscribers. So, guys, listen. 2026 needs to improve. America needs to build its relations, adjust some things, and some education system needs to go back to from the 1950s, where 1950s also mentioned stuff about like Israel and all the culture and stuff like that from the past, right? I'm not gonna say there's one thing that is people are fighting today of coexistence. Well, you know what? Everything started differently, you know? Hindus have their chapter, then the Jews have their chapter, then the Christians have their chapter, and then that's why Christians are always granted first, because Christians are the ones who took the land first. Everything belonged to the pagans in the early days, everything. Then the Muslims came much later. But like, I want people to understand in 2026, this is my point in this stream. If you are going to live in the past, you are going to have a hard time raising your children. Because kids don't know. Kids want to know what's written tomorrow. If you are not going to cooperate with other circles, your kid's never going to learn. That's the point I do want to make. And more, that's sad news because it's fact of 2026. If your child goes to a school and it likes somebody that you are told to hate, what are you going to do? I'm about to be in your land. It's not my land. I'm no rule maker. Hey, miss, what's your name? You come in my server, get to know my Discord community, and I'll reveal my name, but I don't reveal it on here for security purposes. So, like, I met an Iranian, right? I never brought this up. Based on what's in Iran today and how Iranians are fighting. And he's actually in my Discord community, by the way. So, I met him, and I go into shock mode that he goes to school in California. He meets some Arabs, and he actually likes them. And I'm like looking at him. I'll give you my name in a minute. Just call me Muna. There. You can call me Muna. But like, okay, so he likes Arabs, and I'm like looking at his face. I'm like, are you feeling okay? Because you know Iranians don't like Arabs. And I'm like looking at him, are you feeling okay? And he's like, I like him. Like, what? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, now I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell my friends that the people who told me to hate and never be around because he supports Jews too. I don't know what to tell him that the people who are in my school, I actually like them. And unexpectedly, they were like Palestinian supporters, but they like him and he likes him in return being Iranian. Now, how to react, right? How to react in a college. What emotions should you throw at a college? That the group that you're told not to hang out with, actually you like them, they like you when they're Palestinian supporter, you're a Jew supporter, and they're just like socially interacting with each other. And my reaction to him was like, hi, how are you gonna survive here? He's like, I don't know, but I like them. I went to these restaurants with them. I tried this food, and he sounded like he had a really good time. And I'm like, well, just talk about your views and your country, what you feel should be done and what you feel shouldn't be done, you know? People today don't see stuff like this, that even if you are told to hate a specific group, you will meet them in some point of life. And if they're nice to you, they like your company, they like everything about you, that they don't give a damn about the hatred. They just like you and they want to be around you. Then what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to tell your child that you can't be friends with it anymore due to a narrative? Are you going to tell your children that you can't be friends with this person due to a narrative when your child likes that person? Like, I want this person to be my friend. It's nice to me. I want it. And that's what people is missing today. It's sad truth. It needs to be out of the bag. It doesn't matter if you're a Jew or a Christian or a Hindu or a Muslim. Your kids will meet these people with publicity. And social media is a very terrible influence in today's society versus self-observation. Social media is creating toxic in people's hearts versus history itself. I've debated on history many times because people say everything started from the Ottoman Empire. Well, no! Times of Abraham, times of the pagans, times all the way down to the Christians, then down to the Muslims. That's how life began. No jumping around. Everything started from all the way up to Abraham and all the way down. You gotta read every single freaking detail. If you are not gonna read those details, you are kind of rejecting somebody's coexistence, which that ain't fair. That ain't fair. If you're not going to start from start to finish and read your way down, you are rejecting somebody's coexistence because somebody existed at that time. Somebody existed at that time. Later, new things developed. New empires, new conversions, whatever, right? But in today's society, if you tell your children, like, okay, you are going to meet Hindus, you are going to meet Jews, you are going to meet Muslims, your inspiration to your children, what if it has no friends? What if it has nobody to talk to? What if it likes its neighbor, whoever it's with? And what if it has no friends? So this is human nature. This is human nature in schools. Muna, you should try starting a cult. You are good at speaking. Cult? What cults? What do you mean cults? What do you mean? What do you mean by a cult? I don't know what you mean by cult. Give me an example and maybe I'll understand you better. But like, it's important, guys. High school, once your kids reach high school, it's not going to be what it used to be. And I feel like homeschooling in America is going to increase because a lot of the parents are concerned what's around. A lot of the parents. I've seen parents who get terrified from teachers. So I met I think she was an autistic child or something. I think she was an autistic child. I'm not sure. So this girl is 11 years old and she still wears kind of like a diaper. I'm not sure what type of disability she has. So her grandma told me, I was the only Muslim at that party, and her grandma told me that a teacher would lock her up in the closet because a teacher would get paranoid or annoyed from her behavior when she has some disability or autistic or whatever, and the teacher would lock her in the closet. So the family was about to sue the teacher that how dare you lock my child in the closet. But that can be anybody's child. It doesn't matter if it's this child or that child. When you have a reason to just hate someone, hate is just hate. There's no explanation. My 2 dogs tried to protect from the big dogs and the family. They both got attacked and died. Oh my goodness, where was that? Where was that, wrestling champion? Where was that at? Was it in America? Like, which area of America? I tell you, America's not what it's feeling like. It's supposed to feel safe for all. Right now, it just feels like a divide club. It really does. Oh man, Mexico. I tell you guys that if you, 2026, educate your kids about everyone. It's not for what you feel like. It's not what the religion says. It's what your kid's gonna survive tomorrow. To help it survive school. Help it survive hypocrisy. Help it survive hate. Help it survive its future. If you're gonna live under a narrative, which not a lot of people don't follow rules every day, guys. Name one human that follows every single rule on the planet. How about creating political party where all the Guna support, where all the Muna support you? I have a party. I'm part of AMEC. That's who I went with the delegation with. AMEC, that's where I streamed from Israel because I went through AMEC. AMEC is a global political party of America, women's interfaith group. And that's who I went through Israel with, through them. And I gave speeches before. I debate on Twitter all the time, even though some people don't like me for it when I expose history from all directions. Like yesterday, I was in a space, right? And I have respect for Hindus. If I have Hindus on my channel, please hear me out, because I have nothing against Hindus. So, it was Hindus. I can see somebody, you can beat Trump. No. No, I'm not going to beat anybody, but I would rather have Christians decide for themselves what they do agree with. It ain't going to be me. But like, honestly, so I was sitting in that space yesterday, guys. There were Hindus and there were Jews, right? And someone Jewish goes up to me and tells me that I reject Christianity and Islam, and I hate Muslims to that. So then an Iranian Christian comes in. I try to explain to her that you're an Iranian, okay? Iranians do not have the same history as Arabs. So if you say you're a Christian, okay, there are many Christians who are disagreeing with each other even today, whether Muslim talks to them or not. It really doesn't matter, because when I was studying about Arab Christians and Judeo-Christians, they come from a whole nother world. And I told that to my friend. It doesn't matter what holy book says, right? You tell me. Okay, I'll let a Christian do the talking for me. Hey, wrestling, do you believe there's different type of Christians who don't agree with each other? That's what the Muslim world faces too. That the Muslims just don't agree with each other. They don't. Hindus, some come from there before us. Some in the Muslim world, some in, like the Jews were, right? So Hindus, my friends, tell me. I know there has been political wars, and I don't support that either. But even today, tell me how many political leaders still support political leadership over the country itself. Yes or no? Political leadership means you support dust in your house, basically. To be honest, tell the truth. Which one? To me, what truth? What would that be? Don't lie to us, we know you're lying. Lying about what? Lying about what? Lying about what, Benny? What am I lying about? My glasses, I usually wear glasses sometimes on my stream. Nothing new about that. I wear glasses sometimes on my glasses. It's nothing new. No, I'm not lying. But pick the political truth only. Look, there's a lot of political truths, okay? Because the problem is people don't agree with each other. Like, a lot of political truth. I have Mexican friends. The only thing is, Mexican friends that I've met, I have one, and she's actually my best friend. We've been friends for more than, like, 16 years. So, oh, this is a sweatshirt. This is all before I even got pregnant. That's how old this shirt is. But I know this is old. But, like, I asked Mexicans before, like, share your opinion. So what Mexicans told me is that a lot of the people... Okay, fine. Here, I'll remove my glasses. Happy, I remove my glasses. Here you go. Here, I remove my glasses. Here you go. Okay. Look, I gave you like, because you're speaking the truth now. Okay, there, I remove my glasses. So, I'm sharing my opinion when I speak to hey Arun, hey Hindu brother, how are you doing? So, when I met a Mexican, right guys, I asked a Mexican, how do you feel? I feel like the Mexicans are having their own battles. I really do, because she told me that a lot of the people did not like her presence, and I didn't know what to tell her. Like, she told me that even when she's minding her own business, she's not doing anything, and somebody just goes up to her and does this. Like, you know what this means, right? I'm not going to do it before YouTube bans me. You know what that means. So, like, I'm like, but why? Why would somebody do that to you? And she's like, they just do. And I'm like, what's the cause? I mean, all you're doing is doing your job and what you're supposed to do and walk in a grocery store, steak and stuff, right? And they just tell her off, right? And I tell you, people, it is pointless. I know there's many type of genocides going on, guys. It feels like history really is repeating itself. It's the weirdest thing ever. It's scary. It's creepy as hell. I was just playing with that. It's okay, Benny. But, like, I want people to understand, okay? Teach your kids everything. Everybody. Teach it to it anyway, even if you don't like it. Even if you don't like it, it's for your children's survival. It's your children to get out there and survive tomorrow. It's your children to prevent them from being hated. If you are not going to educate them about every single group, you're going to have consequences where you're going to be speaking to yourself. If a child meets a different group that you never told it about and actually likes the person, you can't just convince your kid that to hate this person due to a narrative. Your kid's not going to agree because of its relationship. And there are many children out there. It doesn't matter if you have Hindu friends, you have Christian friends, you have Jewish friends, you have Mexican friends, whatever. Your relationship is your relationship when you go publicity. If this is the case for 2026, why socialize? Why socialize? That's all I'm going to say to people. Why should we socialize? There's no point of socializing if people are not going to believe in socialization. Me? Any questions? Any y'all? Like, tell me, what are you expecting from 2026? I cannot teach my kids because I'm not married. Okay, well, what do you believe for yourself as a person? Like, what do you believe for yourself as a person? How do you believe life should be? That's the only way I can put it. How do you believe life should be? Like, how do you believe life should be? That's how I'm going to put it. Like, do you believe what's happening right now suits you? Where are you from? I'm from Houston. How you doing? I'm from Houston. How you doing? And Hindus, where are you from? I think you're a motivational speaker or a psychologist. No, I'm not a psychologist. It's just I have studied history really, really good. I didn't jump around. I didn't reject anybody's coexistence. I didn't reject anything. It's just, I don't even reject the books. As much as people insult me, I don't reject any of the books. I don't. I feel like all the books of the religion, they have their specific time period. I'll give you an example, okay? Let's say the world is flowing, right? It's sailing, it's changing, it's rotating. It's rotating, right? And if the world cannot tolerate, for example, Jews, and let's say they don't want to go to Israel. They want to live exactly the way they are, even though some Jews, like the anti-Zionist Jews, reject the state of Israel, feeling it's faith when it's not. It's supposed to be our only home. So when the globe changes and people start looking at Jews the wrong way or don't want them anymore, they will have no choice but to go to that state. Because when the globe changes, where are they going to go? Who will take responsibility for them? So just like the Torah said, at some point of life, the Jews are going to unite. I can tell you that's a yes. That's a big fat yes. Now, some people may not agree with me. That is a yes because of the changes that's about to come. That's about to come. It's not suddenly now. All those religions that once upon a time, part of the pagan religions, they're also going to rise because they would want their identity back. And that's kind of happening. No, I don't speak Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. I don't know Spanish at all. So I want people to understand that all those books, nothing is a lie. Everything has a time period. And believe it or not, China, I told this almost in 2024 I said this, and not many people agreed with me. I said this in 2024, 60 different people. I said this, that China is going to become Christian. I said that China's going to become Christian, and not a lot of Christians believed me. I'm like, it is. It is. At some point, it is. And that's exactly what's happening. China's announcing some point of later, it is going to become Christian. So when things rotate in the globe, just like the early times, things are going to rotate. Christians and Muslims will feel confused, and Jews are going to go back to as their book told them. That return home, it is time to return home. This is your only sanctuary. That's when you know none of the books are a lie. Everything is accurately correct. They just have a time period. They have a time period, slowly, as the time sails. Some people live, some people will not live, but the time is going to get closer with the changes. Hola, mi amigas. Any Hindus, do you have questions for me? What is your opinion? Because I know you would be considered a pagan religion. So if you believe in these changes, what do you feel the time says for you? That's what I leave to my Hindu brothers and sisters. The world is going to change. I feel it. It's not what it used to be. And a lot of the people don't even remember the olden days religions. Like, for example, on one of my streams, when I did it, guys, remember I demonstrated what polytheism is? Remember I shared that who are the polythees? What was polytheism? It took days back in the Abraham when the pagan religions existed. A lot of the people don't know this stuff today. Hey, Muna, leave politics, religion, talk us with your type of, what type is, man, dude, I'm not here to look for a dating guy, guys. Well, you guys are funny, but I love all my subscribers. I'm not here to look for somebody to date. I'm just here to talk to you guys. What is your thought? And I feel it's going to get pretty critical for 2026. That's why I'm sharing that some of y'all, you need to keep your eyes prepared. There's going to be different type of anti-Semitism. It's not going to be one anti-Semitism, but you need to, if you have a few friends who love your children, who are okay with you, keep those instead. If you have 2 or 3 friends, keep them instead. You don't need the whole globe at this time because it's not the same. So how much there are Christians in China now? How much were there Christians 30 years ago? You would have to read about that. If I find a source, I'm going to try to find a source for you and publish it. But it's expected. It's starting to proceed slowly. I know a lot of the people didn't agree with me then, but I showed them sources that at some point it is going to be like that. It is. The globe, like, it's going through historical changes that not a lot of the people are ready for. Instead, they're insulting each other, debating each other, insulting religions, without having to understand that all these symbolic religions, they're accurately correct. They just have a time period that people do not want to accept. And that's like pretty sad, my friend. It's sad. No one's religion is a lie. No, no. That's why Arab Christians are different. Judeo-Christians are different. Hindus have their own background. Christians have different faiths and different backgrounds. Same for the Muslims. But you all have to rewind time and look, where do they come from? What was the time then? And what is the time now? If you remember, I also reviewed Russia histories with you guys. Everybody remembers that, right? So come to conclusion, 2026 is going to feel like one of the empire days. You're going to be less socializing, unless if you feel America does the changes. Like I said, I asked all my subscribers, what do you feel needs to be on? What is the source? I'm talking, let me find you one. Let me see if I can find one on the internet. But yeah, I'm going to continue talking. So like, tell me guys, what do you guys believe in? How do you feel life should be? I'm going to find one right here. Give me a second. Let's go to my computer. Becoming. Okay, let's see if something pulls up. Here's something. Okay guys, I have something. Let me scroll down and I'll share it with you guys. Give me just 1 second. Did my Windows just exit out, guys? Ah, man. My Windows. What the heck happened to my Windows? Give me a second. Okay. Give me just 1 second, guys, and I'm going to give you a source right here so you guys can read it together and you guys can observe it together, what I found. Here we go. China is going to become Christian in the next few years. It is expected to be a Christian country, no more atheist country. Okay, I found one, guys. Let me open my YouTube video because this dumb thing exited out and I have the source. So like, the globe is changing. So when people say something is a lie, nothing is a lie. It's just all those books, they have a time period. What stuff is going to be like, what's the stuff is going to transform like, and what it's going to become like. And the Jews, they have no choice but to return to their Israel, because if people are not going to want them, where the heck are they going to go? And people don't seem to understand that policy here. It's like right here. Here it is. Read that. Yeah, read that source right over there. That is China right now. Now, if it were to adopt a religion, if it does, it's gonna be that one. Now, I was telling some of this to my Hindus friends. Some of the Jews have lived in India more than Christianity's birth itself. They lived there a long time. Now, if the Christian community grows, it grows and grows and grows, and Christians get more benefits in India compared to the Jewish villages, there's going to be some disagreements. It's obvious. It doesn't matter who it is. If more and more community goes and versus the people who lived there for a long time, there's always, that's even America. That's even America, literally, like hey, we live here for the longest, why aren't we getting benefits? But they are. So, guys, like really, I want you guys to understand that the globe is changing. And my Hindu friends, I wish you luck. Don't let go of your religion. Make people understand that what ancestry times do you come from. If you're not going to point that out, people are never going to understand. And people are going to keep rejecting your coexistence history because it's in. It's in. People are forgetting the pagan days. People are forgetting the pagan religions and the pagan lands before the Abrahamic symbols arrived. People are just jumping and rejecting everybody's stuff and saying fake. And I say this again, nobody is fake. Nobody. Everybody holds a before and after story. And the globe is going to change. And you're going to feel like lost people, like, oh, wait a second. When did this happen? When that happened? It's coming. It's not today. It's not suddenly tomorrow. It's as the time arrives. And as a matter of fact, Aaron, I'm going to ask you something really interesting. What do you think life is going to be like by 2030? You know, Saudi Arabia has plans for 2030. I'm sure India also has plans for 2030. A lot of people have plans for 2030. That China says it wants to rule Taiwan and take over by 2030. So a lot of shit, guys. And now I wonder how America is going to operate. Because America's linked to everybody. 4 years from now will make no difference. 4 years from now will make no difference. What do you think the Arab countries are going to do from 4 years from now, Arun? I know Mohammed bin Salman has a big plan for itself. Do you think as much as it's planning 2030, it's going to be successful? I mean, we're at 2026 already. We're like, what, 3 years away? No. You think it's not going to make any difference, right? Yeah. People, they have plans. They have a lot of plans. Many countries have a lot of plans. But like I said, that's where God comes in. And it sounds like a lot of the people don't remember who God is. And that's how I see the Iranian people. Yes, I feel bad for them. I want them to be free. But in the end, I said this to my friend, like, the only prayer we can give them is if God grants their freedom. There's not much we can do. They're fighting like crazy, like prisoners to be out of prison. But their freedom can't be granted until God shoves out the wave. And that's terrible. It's too small for any huge change. Right, Arun? I agree with you. Knowing that you shared with me about what India is going through too. And I agree. India's maybe a successful country. And I agree it's a very successful country. But welcoming too many people, too many different type of people, India is also going to face its problems. Like, okay, we don't agree with you, but we want this. We don't agree with you, but we want this. That's also America. That's also America. That's the UK right now. That's everywhere. That's literally everywhere. Okay, we don't agree with you, but we want this. So if you were to move, that's correct, right? If you were to move, the atmosphere literally is the same. It doesn't matter where you live. Whether you live in America, you live in India, you live in UK, you live wherever. It's the same. Abrar Chan, how you doing? We are talking about 2026 and who is prepared to see the new changes tomorrow. And my best advice, I don't care if you're Hindu, Jew, Christian, anybody on my channel, remember this. Teach your child everything. You're not teaching it because you are upset what something says. You're teaching it for its survival tomorrow. You're teaching it so tomorrow, if it meets something that it never heard of or told to hate, but it actually likes it, that's where the parents are going to get stuck. Any parents. It doesn't matter if you're a Hindu parent, Muslim parent, Christian parent, Jewish parent. If your kid is going to make a friend and it likes the company it's told to hate, then the parents are going to be stuck giving an explanation. Like, why? Why do I have to hate it? It's nice to me. It's not my problem. Something says it. Why do I have to hate? And I told you, I met an Iranian. He's in my server. And he literally told me that I refuse to hate. Even though my Iranian people are told to hate Arabs. But he met Arabs. He liked them. He didn't see a concept of hating. He went out to lunch with them. He ate stuff with them. And he liked their culture food. And they go to college together. And he's like, I'm scared. I'm scared. What if my Jewish friends don't like me? I'm like, you're fine. Just talk about yourself and your country. Don't take sides then. Just talk about your country. I mean, in the end, you are an Iranian. Just like Indians will remain Indians, and Indians know the culture of their house. There's everybody over there, but Indians, in the end, Indians know the culture of their house. Nobody can tell them, like, this is wrong. Hate will not yield anything. It's a waste of time. Right! And people don't get it. You're only welcoming hell for your children. Nobody else. Nobody else. I'm serious. Because you cannot convince your child to hate somebody if it likes the person. It doesn't matter who it is. It will meet once it goes publicity. And no power enforcements can stop it. There's political colonialism all over the place. It's how the globe is made, literally. There's not one circle that never had disagreements. Russia was a monarchy. It changed. UAE changed. Saudi Arabia is in a process to wake up if it knows what's good for it. Iran's still living in the early days of the empire days. It doesn't want to wake up. This is the globe, guys. And the only reason I say that the West countries made a smart move, that some people have a difficult time accepting the West countries and calling it the dangerous or a threat, because the West countries didn't really adopt religion. They granted freedom of religion. Like, freedom of religion means you let anybody practice their faith, everything. And I guess it's because of all the wars that happened in the years. That's the best I can say. But in today's society, even this seems little. This seems so little. Even after freedom still doesn't feel like freedom, guys, without the ideology of hating someone. Trust me. You may have freedom of religion, but it's pointless to even think about that because you still have the ideology of hating. So guys, any questions? And hello to my new subscribers. Thanks for giving me 119. I love you. I ask you, do you guys have any more questions for me and concerns for 2026 that you feel need to be done? I want all you guys to share your thoughts. It doesn't matter if you're a Jew, Christian, Hindu, whatever you are on my channel. This is your call. And if you feel that you don't know what to talk about, just be warned, okay? People are facing anti-Semitism. There's going to be many types of anti-Semitism. It's not one, many types. What you wear, what you appear like, what you believe like, what type of food do you eat, many type. I've seen people attack Hindus for the dumbest things that really did not occur to them, but they did it anyway. That, oh, look at Hindus doing it. In fact, when I was in Clear Lake High School, right, and I felt embarrassed. This is someone Hindu, listen to me, and you're a Christian. Listen to me. I felt really embarrassed about this. I felt embarrassed. My name is Muna. How you do, FF Gamer? How you doing? So the principal called me into his office in Clear Lake, and I felt pretty embarrassed. He's like, the students are pushing around Hindu girls, and I know their names. There was Jaya, Rekha, and I forgot the other one, right? I was friends with Jaya the most. So I went, and he told me like, oh, the students are complaining because they don't take showers, they don't bathe, and they kind of stink out of their clothing. And boy, when I went to school, I felt embarrassed. This was about like 10 years ago in my high school days in Clear Lake. So in front of the principal, I felt really embarrassed that why is he asking me that? And when I was a Muslim and there were Hindu girls. So a lot of the students would bully those Hindus like, oh, you worship a cow. Oh, you worship a cow. Or you don't dress properly and you stink. What do you guys eat that your clothing stinks? And I'm like, what's your age? Oh, I am 38. How you doing? So I first viewed those girls. I understood what they were speaking. I knew exactly what they were speaking. But I never let that out in school. I never showed that in school for people to suspect me that I understood what they're speaking. So the principal called them in, and all three of those girls were there, and they lived in my neighborhood, in Hampton Apartments. They lived in my neighborhood. So I went to the principal, and he's like, do you know these girls? I'm like, yes, I do. I do know these girls. Why? What happened? And he's like, okay, I want you to take this note and explain to them and their parents that they need to follow some of these rules in schools, or it's going to be hard for them to remain in school. So yes, it was a very embarrassing and frustration moment for me. And I took that note and I went to their parents and I told them that, look, I was nervous. What am I supposed to tell another parents that people are complaining about you just because you have a difficult time taking showers? I was scared. So I went anyway because the principal wanted me to, and I explained to their parents that, look, in America, try to be a little bit like decent with what you wear. And like I told them to wear like kurtis, like long kurtis on jeans. And I told them, like, in America, just be careful on certain things. And yes, you have to like shower a bit. And I'm like, I don't know what you guys cook in your house, because we cook similar food, but they cook more vegetarian. So I'm like, you guys need to do this or it's going to be difficult for you to survive in high school. And then many kids ask me, oh, you know what they're saying? I'm like, yeah, I do. They're like, you never told us that you understood their language. And I'm like, long story, I live in Houston, by the way. So that taught me a lesson, and today is 2026. That story was like 10 years ago. Today in 2026, people are looking at things very, very differently. Differently for Jews, differently for Hindus. Muslims are an embarrassment to me based on what they're behaving, even though I am one, because it's costing me anti-Semitism. That's why I'm mad. Based on what they're doing, it's costing me anti-Semitism, and I'm not a happy Muslim about that. I'm suffering hate. I'm suffering a self-battle. A lot of things. I told you, gamer, I'm from Houston. Houston. I just said that. Houston. Here. Houston. Houston. There. So, I just did. Okay, you're going to be Ben in a minute. I just did. I said Houston. He sounds like a scammer. I'm going to have to do something to him. And he sounds like he's... Okay, gamer, I just gave you an answer. I'm from Houston. You sound like a spam. Houston. Okay, yeah. I think he's a scam, guys. He's going to have to go from here. Timeout user. I don't know who he is. 24 hours. Yes. Okay, I don't know who he was. He keeps writing one message. So, guys, yes. Remember one thing. It doesn't really matter who you are. Everybody's facing some type of anti-Semitism, whether it's your religion, your appearance, your faith, anything, the type of your looks, your appearance, or the type of food you eat. It's something. But always encourage your children what's out there and make it prepared. Because if you don't, your children are going to have a difficult time tomorrow, no matter who it meets. Because a parent refused to teach it due to a narrative. And that's no good. I learned many lessons, many. Educating Hindus when nobody wanted to be their friend. My Iranian friend learned through college that who he's told to hate unexpectedly he likes. Arabs when he's an Iranian. So at some point in life, you do crash into these relationships. And once you do, people cannot convince you to hate them because you want to hate them. You're stuck with them because you like them. And you believe being together in love is the only solution versus what you're told. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. Building relationship is a vibe. It's not like something interesting. So I want people to understand for 2026, okay? Pray for your family. Pray for your children. Hope they survive 2026 healthy. Hope there's less of discrimination, less of anti-Semitism. If you have one or two friends that believe in you, stick to those and survive your year. Best thing I can tell my subscribers. Best message to everybody. Even if you have one or two friends, you're all right. Help your children. Help people survive anti-Semitism. And if you feel something's like hypocrisy or discrimination, the best thing to do is self-education away from religion and read the early past about all groups. It really does help heal. It helps heal. It helps heal the pain. It helps heal the frustration. And it helps people survive. If you just live through religion, it's not going to help you survive. Religion is a faith for your home. But to survive hatred, read certain things from the past. It helps people heal. I just want to make new friends, but I don't know how to. Yes, because of the atmosphere. It's the atmosphere. Like, just like I told you, my times of Clear Lake, I didn't expect I was elected by the principal to help Hindus. He elected me as a Muslim to help Hindus, even though my own best friend was really snotty. I'm going to say it. She was very snotty as a Muslim. She didn't want to help Hindus, but I did. But then again, it just comes from your family. The thing is, she was from a really rich family. Her mother was a doctor, and she was more Western, not cultural-like, so she didn't really care. But in today's society, a lot of the people are not ready to socialize. And the best thing I can invite you, Abrar Chan, is if you meet somebody, share your values together. Share what do you like to eat, where do you like to go, just like on a date. Where do you like to go, what type of food you like, and share like what do you feel in the world needs to change, in your world, his world. I guarantee you guys will get along because there's flaws everywhere. There's not one place that does not have a flaw. Every place has its own flaw. And people are suffering, no matter who it is. It just is. And that's how if you want to make friends, just talk about that, just like if you were to go on a date. Talk about what food you like, what type of interest do you guys like. Oh, there's a million things to talk about away from religion. But today people don't believe in that shit, that dates don't even feel like dates anymore. Hey, Wrestling Champion, about to go host the stream. And I was just telling my new subscribers that meet people, share your interests together. Not every single conversation has to do with religion. Or what's the point of dating? Think of it like a date. You go on a date. You take people out or your girlfriend out and you talk about stuff. Just talk. Life doesn't revolve around religion. That's a faith supposed to be at home. And history helps people heal the pain. I'm serious. It does. Because it helps you realize, okay, we did some things too. Other people did some things too. We all did things. But if you keep repenting on somebody else's history, that's not going to help you cure the pain. It's not. It's just not. Everybody done something throughout the world. You just got to type on that computer in your private time and just read. Give your soul peace and just read. And it really helps you heal towards people. It does. Whether it's a Hindu, Christian, Jew, Muslim, just read. Life doesn't revolve around religion. There's so much more to study from. So much. That's just one portion. Any other question, guys? Before I close it out? Because I have a conference I have to go to. I have a Zoom meet I have to do with the delegation group at 2 o'clock. I have to do that, and it's already 1:17, so I think I should take like a break. I have a delegation Zoom with Imam Musa, Anila, and Surayadin, I think Farhana, who's part of AMEC, who I went to Israel with. I believe I'm speaking behalf of America and Jewish community, part of his group. I'm invited to, so yeah, I need to get prepared for that meeting. If they do a Zoom and record it, I'll publish it on here. Can you tell me any book that heals me? Okay, the best way to heal is like, I'll put it this way. Who the social media is telling you to hate, read in the past and read a little bit about them. It's going to help. So like if somebody told you to hate this person, the best way to heal is to read a little bit about them, what they went through, and you will understand the pain. Everybody went through something. You're not human if you accept nobody went through nothing. Can you give me a shout out? Wrestling Champion? Hey, here, I'll give you a symbol of a heart, okay? I'm getting ready to leave. I have a conference, bro. I have to go to this conference to help America. Here, if I can find a symbol, like, I'll give you this. If they have anything. Oh, they don't have any symbols of the hearts. Yeah, I have to go to this conference, bro. I can't be late for this conference. This is something for America I have to do. It's my delegation group. They invited me to this, and I have to be part of that conference, behalf of America. So, love to all my subscribers. Here's love. And I want you guys to have a wonderful new year. Don't be afraid. Please don't. There's just so much out there. And I want people to maintain themselves. This globe is not going to change. There's a lot of shit that's meant to come. All you can do is get through it together. Hating is not the cure. You just have to get through it together and inspire each other. But yeah, I have to get ready to go to this delegation meeting. And if they post a link, I will publish the video for our conference, okay? And if you guys want to support me, it's not by money. Just help my community reach to 100. I have 63 members. It will really mean a lot to me if you can just help me approach to 100 by joining Discord. That's all I ask for. Other than that, don't worry about it. But take care, guys. I have to get ready to go to a delegation conference, okay? Bye-bye and Happy New Year to all my new subscribers. Hello, thank you for helping me reach to 119. And thank you for liking my stuff. I just share quotes, facts about life, everything that you can possibly think of in the vlogs, what I viewed. So take care, guys. Mwah. And yeah.